In this video, we're going to talk about an incredible revolver. The Ruger Super Redhawk Alaskan 454 Casull and a small 2.5-inch barrel. Right now, we're looking at some ammunition, and going from left to right, we're looking at the 380 right there, ACP, automatic Colt pistol. Moving up to the 9mm. There's the 40 caliber. And there is the Stouty Fat 45 ACP, automatic Colt pistol. There's the 44 Magnum. And there is the massive 454 Casull. Look at the hollow point on that. And for comparison, there's its big brother, the 500 Magnum. Let's look at the Ruger 454 Casull. Let's talk about it. It's a great investment. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. Check out the steel on the Super Redhawk Alaskan chambered in 454 Casull. 2.5-inch barrel. That is one powerful punch. That is some high quality steel. Ruger really did a good job on this gun. I temporarily took the Hogue grips off to show you the mainspring assembly and just how beefed up this gun is. It's basically like taking a 10-cylinder Dodge Viper 800 horsepower engine and putting it into a small car that's totally armored and really strong. And that's what they did with the steel on this gun, is to absorb all of that pressure that's coming out of that 454. It's super high quality. Let's take a close look at it. And I thought it'd be interesting to start to look at this gun from the inside out. That's your main spring assembly. And of course we have a double action or single action revolver. We're going to talk about the special cylinder on this gun here in a moment. It's got 3 locking mechanisms. And there is your barrel. The 454 in the small 2.5-inch barrel is hard to come by these days. These retail for $1,079. And I picked it up for about $1,000 2 years prior to me making this video. And now, as I look for them, they're hard to find, this exact gun. You'll find the 44 Magnums, which is a sweet package, but it's pretty hard to find the 454 in this configuration. And if you do, they're going to run about $1,300, a couple of more $100 than the retail price. So I'm glad I scooped this up when I did, and it reiterates, one of my thought processes when I buy a gun is I kind of do like to buy qualities, thinking that someday, 5, 8, 10, 20 years down the road, if I want to sell it, it's still going to be worth at least what I paid for it, or more, hopefully. But I've never sold a gun in my life. I've always said that. And let's keep talking about this Ruger. Right now, what I want to do is sit down and put it in my hands and really get into this gun. It's really special. Ruger really did an excellent job on this Super Redhawk Alaskan. As I hold it in my hand, I want to talk about some of the features of it. First of all, the steel is just massive. It's thick, it's really high quality, and the grip, for instance, is a Hogue grip, which they have an internal recoil cushion. When you shoot this, it has a massive amount of recoil. When you're shooting the 454, you can also shoot a 45 Colt. The 454 has a lot of recoil. I would say it's about 70% of a 500 Magnum. In one moment, I'm going to compare this to a 44 Magnum and also show you a 500 Magnum, all snubbies, to give you an idea of the girth of this Ruger. Now, to withstand the pressures of a 454 Casull within this small frame, which is actually a big frame, of course, but I should say the short barrel, what they did was they made this cylinder very special to withstand the pressures of the 454, and it has 3 locking mechanisms, so it's tight as a clam. Let me show you those 3 locking mechanisms right now. My wife is here, Tammy. Please take a look right here. This is number 1. Here, I'll use a pencil to point it out. That's normal. We see that on all revolvers, okay, when you want to push your brass out. Well, right there, that, can you see right there, Tammy? Can you focus in on that right there? See, that locks in. And that's number 1, to lock up your cylinder. Number 2 is this notching right here. See that notching? It locks up on the bottom. Let's see the angle here. Right there. See that? So that's number 2. That notch goes into that lever which pops up and down. That's number 2 to lock up this massive cylinder. And number 3 is right here on the front of the cylinder. There's another lever that pops out and it goes in. It's hard to see on camera, but there's another spot where it pops in right there. So you got 3 locking mechanisms, and when that cylinder's in, it's tight as a clam. And it's got a lot of steel on that cylinder to withstand the pressures. The trigger is an 11-pound approximately, I'm guesstimating this, and double action, but in single action, you know, like most revolvers, it's a feather. It's literally a feather in single action. I mean, you barely got to touch it and it will go off. Just be ready for the recoil on the 454. This is a great buy. It's a 6-shooter now. So imagine 300 grains of 454 in each one of those chambers there. You've got 1,800 grains of lead at your fingertips. Let's do a comparison right now in the next segment of this and a 44 Magnum. Let's do that right now. Here is the 454 Ruger on the right. Look at the girth of that cylinder. It's awesome. Here is an amazing Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum. Look at the size of that cylinder, which is nothing to sneeze at. And look at the size of the 454. Look at the amount of steel in this cylinder and look at the amount of steel here. Ruger beefed it up. I'm trying to show you some details here in 1080p high definition so you know what you're getting for your money. Here's a 500 Magnum in a snubby for comparison. Are we in frame there? Take a look at that as we go from 44 to 454, and then you see what Smith had to do with that 500 Magnum. That shows a lot of steel in that cylinder. Let's focus in on this Ruger and finish up the video. You're looking at a 2.75 pound package. So it's heavy, and you want the weight with this gun. You've got some adjustable sights, and you're looking at a 6-shooter. The 500 Magnums and the snubby is a 5-shooter. I'm telling you, this 454 is a good catch. If you can find it in the snubby, it's going to go up in value, in my opinion. Let me know what you think about Ruger in general, and also just revolvers. What revolver do you have? What do you like about the revolver? Is it the single action, how light the trigger is? I mean, that's one of the things I love about revolvers, is how light the trigger is in single action. I mean, it's, bang! It's just such a great feeling and so much fun to shoot this at the range. And it's also great to carry any type of revolver for personal self-defense. Let me know what you think of this massive revolver. My name is Tom. Please subscribe. Please tell a friend. Thank you.